Hello, everyone. I'm back. Ta-da! Are you happy to hear me? As opposed to, see me because this is, after all, audio. I want to talk to you today about unrealistic expectations. How we all have this idea in our heads that one day, someday, dear God, please God, we will wake up and be perfect. And it's a crazy thing to think about because, of course, we're not perfect. We're humans. And I was reminded of this just a few minutes ago when I couldn't get any audio level in this recording, and I realized that I had flipped the microphone back behind my head, so the only way it could ever pick up anything is if it could read what I was thinking before I said it. Technology is not always my friend. And then I look back at my entire career, which appears to have been predicated on the idea that I have no idea what I'm doing, and somebody will pay me a lot of money to make fun of myself so that everybody else can say better her than me. And I think that a lot of us go through life setting ourselves up for a lot of anxiety and worry because we're so afraid that we're going to be judged by our less extraordinary efforts. And the little story I want to share with you was a conversation I had with a friend of mine the other day when we were talking about embarrassing moments. She was in a hospital waiting room and fell asleep. She's working long hours and she was tired. And she was wakened by a very loud noise. And she sat up in her chair and she turned to her life partner, who adores her, and said, "What was that?" And her life partner, who adores her, looked at her and said, "You." Apparently she had fallen asleep and made some sort of noise. Now, you see, he could have said, "You were purring, darling, and I didn't want to wake you." But no, because of course he was mortified. Everyone else heard it too. And I felt so badly for her that I said, I'm going to share with you a story that is probably not worse. However, it's closely related, I would say, in a direct familial line. One day I was traveling from one city to another and I decided to take the train because I have no idea, maybe all the airlines were full, and I fell asleep. On the train, the rhythmic click-clack of the wheels and the slight rolling back and forth. I fell asleep. And then I woke up. I just kind of woke up. My brain said, "Oh, we're not moving." And I opened my eyes. And the most extraordinary thing that I saw when I opened my eyes was about, I don't know, 140,000 people all standing there staring at me because we were in the station. And I had fallen asleep against the window. And while I was asleep, I had been drooling on the window. So there you are, you see, your face pressed against the glass, smeared by saliva, looking probably challenged by most things in life. And all these people, for I have no idea how long, had stood there watching me. So now, what are my options? Why are there 140,000 people standing there? Do you know the answer? They're getting on the train. Yes, they're all going to join me. All of them. All 140,000 who have stood there for the past 40 minutes wondering wondering what is wrong with her. So there are two outcomes to this story. One is that everybody avoided me like the plague. So I continued to have excellent feet room and leg room, and nobody sat beside me. And the other was that I was mortified for the entire remainder of the trip because when I left the train, I had to walk past all of those people. And I just prayed to the good Lord that I would never, ever see any of them again. And so far, the happy news, for me at any rate, is that I have never run into anyone who has said, were you ever on a train traveling from A to B? You were sitting by a window? No one has ever said that to me. People have said all kinds of other things. "Oh my God, I saw you on television. You looked retarded." No one has ever said, "You were that strange, unfortunate creature, and I stared at you for 40 minutes." And so I survived that. I survived it. And when I told my girlfriend, we laughed so hard we cried, which was great therapy. Great therapy for both of us because we had both been having a pretty challenging week. And this is, I think, the message that I want to share in this particular podcast is, yes, we want to be our best self. Yes, we want to look fabulous in that little black dress. And yes, we really hope that that diet we started on Wednesday actually helps us lose 7 pounds by Friday. And we want people to love us for who we really are and not get blindsided or sidelined by some unfortunate brief moment of madness. But the fact is, we're human. We're flawed. And we're going to get it wrong more often than we get it right. And the best thing we can do, the only thing that I've ever been able to do, as an outsider, as a military brat, as somebody who keeps getting cast in shows that make me look like an idiot, is to say, someone is going to find this funny, and when they laugh, it's going to make their day. And as it turns out, making someone else's day is one of the best things we can ever do. Costs nothing. It's free. All we do is give them permission to laugh and feel better about themselves, because we set ourselves up as the idiot. That's really what I wanted to say today. Have a great week. See you next time.